no 50K walking around within their bank liquid like that. And that's just to get the basic little mortgage, which interest rates are crazy off the chain. So there's a lot going on in society right now where really the whole you will own nothing and be happy with it makes sense.
Yeah, it's at work.
Because everything's becoming more expensive and harder to live. It's becoming harder, man.
Precept.
Yeah, go on now.
This is Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn.
Because real prospects do the poor have? How do these people have, really?
I'll tell you
It's
what
been taken away.
I'll tell you what prospect they have. They're all hoping that basically they can hit the lottery. And life is not supposed to be like that.
Yeah.
Life is not supposed to be where everyone's relying on the low percentage long shot to live a life. He's just hoping, listen, if I go on the internet and I act goofy and I sling my pussy out a door or I do some goofy shit, maybe I might go viral and maybe that might launch me into getting some kind of lifestyle out here. Which more time, even when they go viral, it ain't good enough.
15 minutes.
Everyone's really, when you break it down, everyone out here is really relying on a long shot. Most people are relying on a long shot to get somewhere.
Which brings down morality,
Yeah.
as we can see.
You can't just be average now and you're cool. You can't be cool being average in London. Hey, it's crazy out here, man. And Labour didn't do nothing for that. They thought Labour was going to come in and fix all that. None of them are going to fix it. Well, you people are going to wake up to the fact that the scripture says when the righteous are in rulership, these people that are being voted into power are not voted into power to be righteous or to deal with the people righteously. They're there to forward the stealing and the oppression from the elites. And that's what's been happening for the last... From a different angle. It's the same shit over and over again. The richer get richer and the poor get poorer in relation. This is the truth. That's why chicken and chips cost you £2.50 now and it used to cost £1. But they're telling us inflation was 2% every year. How?
How's that work out? Yeah.
Go on,
Isaiah 24 and we start from 7. The new wine mourners, the vine languishes. All the merry-hearted do sigh.
And that's what's going to happen when this shit really hits the fan. Right now, the only thing why this place hasn't descended into pure hellfire is because of the abundance of distraction that's out here. If they never, listen, man, let me tell you one thing for sure. If they never had man's ability to just be scrolling on their phone and bare pussy popping and bare jokes and bare football for man, there's about 50 million live streamers that's live streaming the football match and they'll have a 2-3 hour argument about the manager and whether they should be sacked. If they never had all that shit, yeah, to distract you from what's really going in your life, yeah, man would already be burning this place down. That's the only thing keeping this place going is the fact that you got alcohol, drugs, and entertainment to sedate the people away from the reality of life. This is hell.
It goes on to say, the mouth of tabrets ceases.
That's what's going to happen. There's going to come a time, and that's why we told you when the sea thing happened, we knew that weren't the real thing. Because when the Lord really bring the time of Jacob's trouble, you're not going to have concerts and things and people online laughing and joking. There ain't going to be no time for all of that. That's when life gets real serious. But when a man's in, like, for instance, yeah, when them man started bombing up Gaza, I'm pretty sure people weren't in their house watching Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. They man have to get serious. So there's going to come a time, which is coming close, when they fully collapse this society, man. That's when everyone's going to get serious. And none of that entertainment is not going to be running the show anymore. The man, your rapper ain't going to be on the podcast trying to...
They can't afford to be distracted. They're going to be switched on.
Go beyond.
You know what I mean? Because your life's at risk now. You're like, shit's happening.
And that's what's going to happen, man. And we're getting closer and closer. They're setting it up. Trump, Elon and all that. They're really bringing austerity, and the people haven't clocked it. They haven't clocked that them men are bringing austerity. They're cutting certain Medicaid, cutting this, cutting that, laying off federal workers left, right, and center. And then we're going to talk about it. They're saying, oh, we might have to give you back $5,000. And that's a joke because Trump already gave the fucking elites and the elite bankers, what was it, 6 trillion or something with the CARES Act, and then man are talking about giving you back 5 grand now. What you think that's gonna save you? This is the thing, because no one's watching. When they signed the CARES Act, you know how much money they gave to the big bankers and them big corporations? They gave them trillions, trillions. That's where all the inflation came from. Now it's like, oh yeah, we might give you 5K, but that 5K, how do they make sure that everyone who's supposed to get it? Because they're saying the social security is all messed up, and you got people that are 300 years old. Which if you believe that, you believe. I don't know whether that's true or false, but it doesn't matter. Perception is reality. They're saying there's people on the books, there's fraud on the books, and people that's 300 years old. We need to fix that. How you think they're gonna fix that, G? How you think they're gonna fix that? What we've been telling you all these years, that the MOTB is gonna be brought forward as a solution to all of these problems.
Yep. It's something I always go into about how there are certain inefficiencies that I would argue are built into the system such that they can come in with the solution, right? Because it doesn't make sense that you can have a government database where they're just paying out money to people where they don't know. But that might genuinely be the case, such that they go, well, it's broken, mate, we're going to have to start again.
They find issues, they find things wrong with the system, find things wrong. And they bring it up more and more. It's like, now it's a problem because this is happening. People tax evasion. Well, it's
a good thing they got the smartest man on the planet there to fix it, right?
Yeah.
And he could come up with something because he's a genius. And what's he gonna come up with? Oh, it just so happens to be everything Klaus and all them man had already said they're gonna do anyway.
Yeah, man, things that DARPA have been working.
Yeah.
on,
Okay.
Things,
But remember, then shall it be known the prophet have been among them. The only camp that's been going into all of these technologies and showing you how they're going to tie it into the MOTB is Great Millstone.
blowing the trumpet,
The only camp.
warning the people.
We were talking about AI, we were talking about blockchain, we were talking about CBDCs, we were talking about digital ID, QR, all that. We were talking about it while them man were
Making fun of it.
making fun of us and talking about the mark of the beast is some white woman's vagina, some white woman's pussy balls. That's what they were saying. Go on now.
As goes on to say, the mouth of Tabret ceases, the noise of them that rejoice endeth, the joy of the harp ceases. They shall not drink wine with a song, strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it.
Great morning. You know, there's a point where you could be so sad and messed up that liquor don't help. And that's what's coming to America. That's what's coming to the world. Things are gonna get worse. And right now, there's a little bit of hopium going around, especially from the right, because they think that Trump is saving America, man. That hope is gonna turn sour, man.
100%.
It's gonna turn sour.
That's sour milk.
And he even told you, things are gonna be better before they get worse. Anytime a man tell you that, you already know what time it's gonna be, because it's gonna get worse. Because they need it.
Gonna get better.
Because they need it to get worse. Because the way they're gonna get you to take that MOTB is through crisis,
Desperation.
through desperation. And we've been telling you that for years, that the MOTB is gonna come like a salvation to certain people. The ability to access food, the ability to get the services and the goods that they need.
Can I get something? Little story, few verses, right? From Genesis, Genesis 47, verse 18, right? It says, and when that year was ended, they came unto him the second year and said unto him, we will not hide it from my Lord how that our money is spent. My Lord also have our herds of cattle, and there is aught left in the sight of my Lord but our bodies and our lands, right? Because there was 7 years of famine going on, right? And there was no food left, right? So they gave all their money over to Joseph to provide them with grain and
Their
and
disposable
bread.
income or their
right?
savings.
So all your earnings, you just have to give it up because you need to eat, right? So your Hannah knows about it, right?
Yeah, we ain't forgetting that Johanna said, if you're gonna take a chip to eat, then you should take the chip.
He said that. Right, we never going to forget that, right? Verse 19 says, wherefore shall we die? Why should we die? Because that's what these people are going to be arguing or debating amongst themselves. That we're in this situation, this desperate situation, right? Why are you going to let us, these governments, why are you going to let us die? Give us something, help us do something.
Yep.
And
Daddy.
actually,
Daddy Trump and Elon Stark.
actually we got this, this democracy. We're going to do this
We got
This is what they're gonna offer you.
We got this AI government system that
Yeah.
can make it's a beautiful system. It can make sure that everybody gets what they need.
Yep. They're gonna sell it to you, right?
That universal, what they called it, the universal high. Now they changed it now
Oh, is it?
because obviously he's a genius, so he had to upgrade it. So he calls it universal high income
Alright, cool.
because they're gonna give you drugs with it. Now. yeah.
Another equilibrium drug, innit?
So much.
Yeah. Verse 19 says, wherefore shall we die before thine eyes, both we and our land? Buy us and our land for bread. Right? And like I said, the WF talking about you will own nothing, right? So they're happy to take.
All your
They'll
assets.
take it all, man. You know? Buy us and our land for bread, and we and our land will be servants unto Pharaoh.
And that's what they want. They just want everyone to be a hardcore chip slave at the behest of the elites, man, under complete control and oppression. And that's really what they want. And they've been moving the earth more and more towards that, but people don't see it. The people have less and less and less. The things that they do have are trivial. Yeah, you got a mobile phone or something. But what hard assets do you actually own? No, the elites are getting more of the land, more of the infrastructure, more of the farmland, more of the things that actually matter, the resources. Really, the elites own it all. How many oil wells does the average man own? None. The average man doesn't really own anything. The average man is a human resource. Your only worth is to go work on a plantation, to go produce for someone else. That's why you rely on something called a job.
People only credit, isn't it?
And credit. If you rely on a job, then you don't really own anything.
But what's that? An employee is just a serf,
Yeah, it's a servant.
you know?
That's why I say job is just over broke.
Yeah.
Just about.
Just
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
Now the Duke of Westminster, he don't need a job. You know why? Because he owns the whole of Westminster. He don't have to work because his assets is what's keeping him going. And that's why they tax income and not assets. That's how they get away with the trick. The trick is to tax income. So you work, so the income, your income will be taxed. The super elites, they don't work, so what are you gonna tax?
And their assets increase in value.
And their assets increase in value, man. That's how they operate.
They can what do they call that, man? They use it to get better loans and all kinds of things here, you know. Leverage, that's the one.
That's
you know?
and you don't get taxed on it when you get a loan. So this is how they operate, where they continue to enrich themselves and become more wealthy with actual assets, and you become less wealthy because the most you've got is what? Money in your bank, which is being devalued. They have more than money. Not only can they print money and just give it to themselves,
Man.
they have the actual assets, man.
Back here it says, and we and our land will be servants unto Pharaoh, and give us seed that we may live and not die, that the land may not be not desolate. And Joseph bought all the land of Egypt for Pharaoh, for the Egyptians sold every man his field, because the famine prevailed over them. Desperate times.
Desperate times, and they put themselves into complete slavery and gave up their sovereignty. And that's how Pharaoh became the overlord over all Egypt. And you can read that in secular history. They read about that time when Egypt was split up into all little different kingdoms. Then it became one. That was through that Pharaoh, because now you can consolidate everyone under your power. And how much? See if you can find the tax that he was actually giving them. I believe it was like only like 10% or something, or 20. See if you can find the tax.
No, fifth.
The fifth, 25%. He was taxing them. Now, if you know anything about the Western system of taxation, we pay way more than 25% in tax. So them are the
Well, no,
worst.
fifth. You said what you say it was? 25.
Sorry, fifth. Sorry, 20.
Yeah, 20.
I fucked up my math.
Yeah, 20%.
It's like 20%.
This is where Esau gets it from. Like your base level of tax is like 20%.
Well, I know
But then
for a
he just
fact I
throws
pay
extra
more than
shit.
20%.
No, yeah, 100%. 100%.
All you brothers here pay more than 20% because you get taxed on stealth taxes like the VAT and all that. That's a tax too.
National insurance.
Savings.
Yeah. National insurance, you got to pay national insurance.
National insurance.
You know?
So we getting taxed more than than these niggas in Egypt was getting taxed. And that's why this place is called spiritual Sodom and Egypt, because the system of Egypt was that Pharaoh and the priesthood owned everything. And that's what Esau wants again. He wants the Pharaoh and the priesthood, which basically represents the elites, to own everything in the world, and everyone else is just living on the plantation, which is not how the Lord intended. the Lord gave every man his inheritance in the earth. And even in the kingdom of heaven, the other nations are going to have their inheritances. But Esau's so greedy, so covetous, he wants everything to himself. He wants to own everything through the state.
Because you don't deserve it. That's how he behaves. Like, you don't deserve anything. Like, he's really got enough, but he don't want you to have.
He got more than
He
enough.
got more, right?
He wants it all.
He don't believe that you're deserving of anything. You know? Because he's just that prick. You know what I'm
He's
saying?
greedy, man. That covetous man.
Yeah, I was thinking as well, because even in that account that he was reading, you know, the Lord put the spirit on Joseph to know about the famine,
Yeah.
you know, and prepare the people.
Yep.
But in this time, you got a lot of these people, they don't even see that's coming. They don't see this type of,
Well, the Lord's
you know,
preparing
famine.
us.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what the Lord's preparing. He's preparing his elect, man. Because all these idiots out here, man, they're not preparing really. I know you got fucking these truthers and these preppers and all that kind of stuff, but they're not really prepared for the day of the Lord.
Man,
Yeah,
half
yeah,
of them
you know?
preppers, man, they probably just sold all that shit now that Trump is in there.
We laugh,
Trump about to bring them back. We winning.
We can come out of hiding now.
We winning, like. You know, they're so stupid, man. But they gonna find out.
Precept. The point I want in verse 11, but it's off of what the brother said. It's Isaiah 6 from 9. It says, and he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, convert and be healed.
These prophecies that we're bringing out, like we're gonna get Revelations 13, right? To us, it's crystal clear. It's become even more. It was crystal clear to us 10 years ago, 15 years ago. So I don't even know what to call it now. What's more than crystal clear? Because by each year that goes,
Apparent.
yeah, transparent, perfect transparency, yeah. Right now, when the apostles were teaching that the implant was the mark of the beast, you didn't have all this shit happening now that's happening, man. You didn't have no Neuralink and all that stuff going on. CBDC, digital ID, all that system there. Contactless payments, you never had. Now we have all them things. And Nate and them, man, are pretending like we went ahead of this curve. Like Nate weren't teaching that RFID is only for location purposes. Now they're talking about, now we forced them to start make up something about embargoes. They started delving into economics and they don't even know what an embargo is. Because they're confusing the people. In fact, we're going to get it. What they try and do is try and confuse the difference between an individual and a nation. The mark of the beast isn't something that is going to be placed upon a nation. Like Saudi Arabia is going to take the mark of the beast.
Small nations, great nations.
No,
that's madness.
it's the individual that's going to take the mark of the beast, not a nation or a corporation. Like McDonald's is going to take the mark of the beast. Deciding. Ronald McDonald deciding that. No, but that's how they're confusing the people. Then they start talking about embargoes. Well, an embargo's on a nation. So if I'm in the UK and the UK someone puts an embargo on the UK, does that mean what, I took the mark or didn't take the mark? Or, that's you know. Go on, and then we get the Revelations 13.
Verse 11 says, then said I, Lord, how long? And he answered, until the cities be wasted without inhabitant, and the houses without man, and the land be utterly
There's a
desolate.
certain group of our people that's just not going to get this thing, man. They're not going to understand that America is going to be destroyed through thermonuclear destruction. They don't understand the time of Jacob's trouble is coming. They're not going to see and understand these things because it's not given to them. So they're going to choose to believe something else, someone else's theory or someone else's narrative. They're going to look to their own path, some other savior. Maybe Bernie Sanders is going to come around and save them from Trump or whatever the case may be. But we're here to tell you that, listen, things ain't going to get no better in this kingdom. We're letting you know straight off the bat that it's going to get worse. Times are going to get harder, diverse temptations and all of that. But there's only one savior, and that's Yahweh Shai. Yeah?
So Ecclesiastes, Sirach chapter 3, verse 24. For many be deceived. For many be deceived by their own vain opinions and evil suspicion of overthrown judgment. Right? So everyone's got their own idea of how things are going to turn out, right? And another thing that comes to mind is that they trust it in the shadow of Egypt. They're trusting on other people to rely upon other people. thinking that they're going to get you through whatever's going on right now, and that you're going to come out of it on the sunny side.
Man, signing up to Andrew Tate, teach you how to get rich. All this
Get
bullshit.
girls.
Bro,
You know?
you better get this truth, man. Because this thing's gonna turn ugly real fast, man. When you see like what I mentioned, I'll give you an example. They turned out they just declared a whole bunch of Mexican cartels to be foreign terrorist groups. Now on the face of it, if you look at things from a face value, yeah, because them cartels are terroristic. You know what I mean? Them men are chopping off heads, doing all kind of crazy stuff. But then, what did we talk about years ago about the definition of terrorism? How broad it is.
People forget.
Now, even if you look up the term terrorist, right, it says you do violent acts here in support of an ideology. And what ideology is the cartels promoting?
That was the thingy, the case up in Wales, Stockport, because the whole thing was Prevent, which is the UK's anti-T group, right, spoke to him but let him go because he didn't. Because so basically what they're saying now is, well, we need to broaden
the scope
idea,
of what a terrorist is.
of what is, because he wasn't saying. I think they said because he wasn't saying like connected to a religion. They kind of were like, well, he's not.
And that's why these things have come across. They come about. It's like they're full spies to produce other things.
Right.
You know, that's why it happens, other than the riots and stuff like that, but to bring in different legislations to broaden certain things so you can get hemmed up in shit that you're not even part of.
Right, because what's the difference between a terrorist and a criminal? Why did they even create a terrorist? When, like for instance, when they're talking about arresting British citizens who are working with ISIS, right? Well, why are they being tried as a terrorist? Isn't there a crime already on the books for civilians that you can use, i.e. murder, theft? You know, these are, if you murder someone, can't you try them as a murderer? Why are you trying to try them as a terrorist? They're a British citizen. Now you can get rid of their citizenship and do all this foolishness, summary executions. When America killed Anwar al-Awlaki with a drone strike, they killed an American citizen. He didn't get no due process.
Fair trial.
He didn't get a fair trial. He didn't get due process. They blew him up in a car. They didn't try to arrest him. And everyone was celebrating like, oh yeah, it's like, hold on, but he's an American citizen. So what they're telling you is that if they declare you to be a terrorist, listen up now. If you are a terrorist, then all of this due process and constitution stuff can go out the window.
Comes very great.
Because now you're a terrorist. And then of course, you'll clap because it's Arabs, right? Oh yeah, of course, yeah, get them. Not understanding that what did they do? They started inventing another term, domestic terrorism. So you can have homegrown terrorists.
But Timothy McVeigh.
Oh my, but it's all right. It's just a few white supremacists, so it's all right. Okay, and then now they're like, oh well, the cartels are terrorist organizations. What do? Sell drugs. Sell drugs. Sell drugs. A little bit of as my man say, escort your blood clot, escort. The Teddy Brock, extortion. They sell drugs, extortion, the avocados, because they cartels are involved in the avocado trade too. Yeah, avocado is big money, man. Yeah, so they're involved. That's what gangs do. This is a gang. They do extortion, they sell drugs, and they kill people. What do the Bloods and the Crips do, brother? Just can you explain how the operation of the Bloods and the Crips go? Same shit. So what's the difference between the cartels and the Bloods and the Crips and what's some other gang, the fucking Latin Kings? There is no difference. They're actually involved in the same industry. They're actually involved in I'll go one further. They do business with the cartels. So not only are they involved in the same industry, they're involved in the same business. They're bringing in the drugs. These men are the ones that's actually selling it on the streets of America. So how long is it going to be until now that they've put the label of terrorists on these foreign dudes? How long will it be till they start labeling these gangs that'll be terrorizing neighborhoods in Chicago and LA and Baltimore as terrorists?
And as far as everyone's concerned, every Jake's in a gang.
and then you go into how they've already proliferated the thing all over the place. Now you might hear us say these things and think, give me Genesis the 3rd chapter. Esau's very slick, man. Esau sets people up.
Which verse you want?
Genesis 3 and 1.
Okay, from the top. This is Genesis 3 from the top.
says the fall of man. It says, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field.
People sleep on Esau. Esau be setting shit up, man. Esau be setting things up. Esau will set you up. Esau will set something in play that he gonna use in 10 years. Esau will purposely let a whole gang situation grow out of control to create a problem to bring the solution. And has he not, in his last time Trump was talking about Chicago. He was talking about what's happening there. They talk about these damn cities with how defunding the police got these gangs out of control on the border and everywhere.
So it's like you always speak about it. It's just mad. Like these guys defunded the police. Like,
Yeah.
what sense does that make?
Right. And that's because they wanted these gangs to get out of control. And then when the police happen to shoot one of these low down dirty bastards, because the majority of these police shootings, let's be honest, niggas that get shot deserve to get shot. We're not here to play games. Hardly ever does a Jake get shot here that he didn't have it coming. Bad men are due to get shot. When I grew up, there was a saying, every shot I must dead. Bad boys and police. If you're a bad boy in the streets and you get shot by the police here, then you got shot by the police. That's part of the game. It's no different than if you got shot by the ops.
That's it.
Man are acting like they're just shooting now, man, that's just coming out of the bank, he's a bank clerk. That's very rare. Most times they're shooting a guy, that guy is either a known gang member or he's involved in some kind of way and affiliated, and that's why shit got peaked for man. Let's be honest. But now the police are shook to shoot a nigga down because even if they shoot the dude and the dude's got 50 bodies on him and all that, they gonna get the what's it called? The Black Lives Matter will turn up here, which they're a agent organization, and demonize the police for it. So the police are thinking, hold on, man. Hold on, these niggas had 50 shootings this weekend. These niggas shot an 8-year-old. Niggas shot babies. And I went out there and I clapped this one nigga, and they're saying I'm the problem.
But then they could cast all of Jake as just degenerates.
So then now that they've allowed that, the police are like, okay, we'll ease off on these niggas and let these niggas loose. Now they got a new sheriff in town.
Can I just grab something quickly? Because Jake, like I said, Jake found themselves in that situation when they're getting clapped. They didn't do nothing at the time, but they've been doing things prior, another time.
Mark Duggan.
Yeah.
Mark Duggan. Chris Colbert.
He was just going to the shop.
Colbert was a bad boy in the streets, busting gun, and the worst thing about it is everybody knew. The ops knew. The man them in the ends knew.
He's on social media.
His family knew. Man was a known gunman in the streets here, and he got clapped by the Trident, and man tried acting like he was a youth that was in the studio in uni studying a sociology degree. That's how that man were going on.
And we meant to cry for him.
Hell no, man.
But it's,
Hell fucking no.
but the scripture says this, right? This is why, Jake, this is why you're getting clapped. It says, it's alright, chapter 8. What's my place now? Yeah, verse 15. So travel not by the way with a bold fellow. You are all these fucking animals, man. Doing all kinds of crazy shit. Expect crazy shit to happen, right? So lest he become grievous unto thee, for he will do according to his own will, and thou shalt perish with him through his folly. So you want to join gangs and all these kinds of things because you think it's cool? Guess what? You're gonna perish in your folly with these
Dress
people,
like
man.
a gang member, talk like a gang member. And they had these niggas celebrating this dude, Kendrick, and they was all dressed in the blue and the red. You don't even understand that. They're setting you up. They've allowed you, Jake, to embrace this gang culture because they're going to turn around and label that as the problem in America, one of the main problems that need to be destroyed in order to make America great again.
Because but like I said, what's the difference between a Mexican cartel and a black gang or what's the
Ain't no
difference?
difference. They selling drugs and destroying the neighborhoods.
If Trump can go for one, he can go for the other.
Exactly that.
Deport you, put you in a concentration camp, kill you.
Someone get Ezekiel 21 and 9. But you see, if you don't have the mindset to understand and the spirit for the scriptures to see, you just see that as nothing. Oh yeah, the cartel is a domestic terrorist. Yeah, but you got to put 2 and 2 together. Like, okay, but if you've done that with them, what's the stopping you doing that with labeling Jake domestic terrorist if you're part of a gang? And you walk around with your blue t-shirt. Oh, there's one of them terrorists now. It's just as bad as walking around with an ISIS t-shirt then. And they had that nasty ass tennis bitch doing the damn crip walk for the world to see. Yeah, they were just letting the world know who all the people that are into gangs is. Oh, that was sick. The Crip Walk. The Crip Walk. Dumb niggas, man.
I remember a few years back as well, Trump was even saying, he was like, oh, the police, they're too soft on these criminals.
Yeah.
He's basically talking about Jake. He's like, when they put him in the car, they're treating them so good, you got to slam their head. He was saying all of that. He's like, you got to hit their head when you're putting them in.
Been tired.
That's Trump.
But
Yeah,
it's true.
he's on it.
For the longest while, the police basically, that's why they're frustrated and angry.
Yeah.
Because here it is in a third world, and this is the funny thing, like all this racism talk, which they are racist. But listen, bro, you go to a black country and see how them police treat you there. If you want to be a bad boy, think you could go to like Nigeria and be a bad boy, and then police turn up and see how they deal with you. See if they're gonna be, my black brother. Bro, they're gonna bust it. And this brother will tell you here, man. Hey, bro, come tell them how them Nigerian police deal with bad boys. Man.
Well, you gotta have money in it.
Bro, you better be able to pay, because them men are gonna beat you from the moment you're on. You want beat police brutality or F you? Who are you? Huh? Them men are gonna beat you right there, and then you're gonna go to the station. They're gonna beat you. You ain't getting no phone call, so I don't know how your family's gonna find out you're there, and they're not feeding you either. So you better hope one of your family members find out you're in jail, so they can come bring you some food. And they're gonna beat you in your cell till you learn to respect. And God forbid you pull out some kind of weapon, then that's it. And there's no paperwork. And then man got to go through some crazy trial, like, listen, man, Them man, you criminals have got it good in America, man. Crying, police brutality. You don't know nothing about police brutality, bro. Go to the third world and you will find out about real police brutality, man. Man will beat you up and leave you on the side of the road for disrespecting, man. Them man will be disrespecting the police all the time. Disobeying police's orders. Police will tell them, like, listen, just put your hands on the, no, man, what the fuck? Bro, go Brazil and do those things. Do those things. But go to Nigeria when the policeman tells you stand up and get out of your car. No, man, I know my rights, man. But them man will bust your forehead clean open, man. And yam some fufu in front of you, like, murder, like. But they've been getting away with murder. The George Floyd thing proved that. And the police can't even understand it, but this nigga's a crackhead. This nigga shot his pregnant girlfriend. This is a real low-life criminal piece of shit. And then these niggas are all up fighting for him. And he didn't even die because of no foot on his neck. The nigga was high. He died of an overdose, man.
There was one where it was like basically one Edomite woman, but she had like 8 kids, right? And then her husband shot up the yard, right? Police came, killed him. And then afterwards, he had like a Black Lives Matter protest, and then she's cursing them out. And then like, wait there, he almost killed a black life like, in the child, but they didn't care.
It's the hypocrisy.
They didn't care.
It's the hypocrisy.
Black Lives Matter is bullshit, man. But they did that on purpose. So that now they can be like, just like with all the gender nonsense, listen, we're not doing all that left-wing gender on the fund the police thing. Now we're going to bring back policing to what it should be, the time of the judges. And they're going to come down on these Bloods and these Crips and these criminals, and they're going to take away most of the paperwork. They're going to back the police. They're going to tell them, listen, if you shoot this man down in the active duty, don't worry, we got your back. Ain't going to be no more paid leave and all this bullshit.
Yeah, summary executions, man.
They're going to summary execute you, man.
Ezekiel?
Here it is, you got a dude that's got that King Vaughn. Man's running around and everybody knows he's got 20 bodies on him, and you gotta handle him with care, otherwise he might sue you if you flipping bruise him a little bit. It's a bullshit, man.
One of the things they did with the Chris Carver situation is they changed it, because before you could name the shooter, but the Home Secretary changed it. They don't even need to name the police shooter anymore.
Yeah.
So they're telling
When it happened, the policeman that was in his unit went on strike. They said, all right, cool, we ain't going out no more. So when these niggas is out here doing the madness, don't call us. You deal with it. Because the man tried to run them over with a vehicle. Like, listen, if it was me, he would have got head top too. Vehicle, why are you running for? It's either, and you niggas, it's the same, man. Listen, if you're gonna be a bad boy, innit? And it's either you're willing to be arrested or not. Don't go halfway with it. So you should have been busting back at the police and went out like a G. Instead, he was all panicking, trying to. You might as well have just pulled over and just gave up. You were going to do. How are you going to get away from the police anyway? This is 2024. They got drones in the sky and shit. What do you think this is? Fucking GTA. You're just gonna respawn somewhere. Has anyone even got away from Trident? Like,
Nah, it's impossible.
who's got away from Trident in a police chase, man? What do you think this is, bro?
You're gonna go to the garage like GTA.
This is Fast and Furious, man.
'Cause I remember years back, he had that, was it Rimsey? He must have,
on
in
the
the
bike,
video of him shooting the police.
Yeah, they got him. Yeah,
They got him and he took it, they put him in
He
jail,
said
but
he
he's out
thought the
now.
undercover police was his op, so he shot them.
Yeah.
But he wasn't even looking.
He
He
weren't
was
looking.
shooting backwards, right?
Yeah, he was like running and
Typical. Hey, they gonna fix all this stuff, man. Go ahead, big bro.
It's of Job 4 and 7. Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or where the righteous cut off.
Right, so Esau's being used on the left-hand side, man, to bring these judgments out, man.
Yeah.
You know, you know, the time of Jacob's trouble's coming, man, and Esau gonna bury his teeth. The sword is sharpened.
They're gonna take the gloves off, man.
straight.
And it's gonna look. They got support for that because all this time, all these right-wing Edomites have been sitting there watching this thing, thinking this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Like George Floyd, like, and they built him a statue. This nigga's a porn star,
Wearing a tank
drug
top.
addict, shot his baby mama, like despicable individual, and they're defending this dude. But it was all done on purpose, man, to demoralize Jake and make it look like Jake really ain't got nothing to stand on. That Jake only defends criminals.
They're trying to make him look like some Martin Luther King type of figure, man.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
But he wasn't squeaky clean like that.
Yeah,
You know
man,
what I'm
he's a
saying?
nigga,
The
man.
guy's wearing a wife beater. He's just there sitting down, bare head.
After he shot his woman.
He was tweaking, man. You know, but now Trump is going to give the police the tools they need to deal with these people, man.
Yeah.
Just like my man Duarte did over there in Philippines, man. When they went after the gangs,
He cracked down.
they took the gloves off and the police dealt with them.
Crack down.
Not, should we, we need to get all this paperwork before we go make this arrest.
We know what these niggas
We
are.
know where they at. We know what they're on, man. Go
Yeah,
on,
all
man.
that warrant shit, like all the legal warrants and
Yeah.
get it written by the judge, all that shit's out of the window now, man.
Get shit done. But this is the thing, that's the spirit Trump's coming and getting shit done. Him and Musk, they're just going in and just doing shit. You know, they're not waiting around. They've been trying to do too much.
Yeah, all
You know?
these, Jake, all these places like Baltimore and Chicago and all that stuff.
Detroit and all
Even
that,
Trump
yeah.
said in his first office, he said some of these places is worse than Afghanistan. It's worse than Iraq. That's why they call it Chirac. He's like, how could this be? But he knows how it could be because they set up. Brothers will tell you that they provide the guns and they help these gangs to grow them and they allow them to proliferate and they protect certain gang leaders because they're all informants on purpose.
Yeah, like the cartel.
Yeah, just like the cartel. They allow them to grow and to become a problem so that they can come in later
Swipe
and bring the
down,
solution.
yeah.
Go on.
This one. Proverbs 1 and 17, it says, sure in vain the net is spread in the sight of any bird, and they lay wait for their own blood. They lack bravery for their own lives.
That's right. It's insane, man. These people don't think what's coming. And then for years they've allowed, and I say allowed, they've done it. Here it is. You've got to be part of a gang, right? You're supposed to have to hide that shit. Because every rapper's affiliated with a damn gang. Snoop Dogg's a Crip and Lil Wayne, what's Lil Wayne, a Blood? And these niggas is walking around with their bandanas, yeah, I'm in a gang. And it's
Jim
like, wait, hold
Jim
on.
Jones.
Isn't this shit illegal? And these niggas have got big record contracts and they've got flipping sponsorship deals, but they're Bloods and Crips.
A lot of them are informants as well. That's
Exactly.
why,
And then you just ask yourself, well, how are these men allowed
like the
to
Jim
promote this shit as like a normal thing?
like the Jim Jones situation, because he got caught in a wiretap talking about doing something to man, but he's supposed to be affiliated with all the Bloods. You know what I'm saying? Then all the Bloods got put in jail, but he didn't go to jail for that. The wiretap. So he's an informant.
So it was all a setup. The popular culture is all a setup for when they come down the line, they're going to really label the majority of you Jakes just being gang members off the bat.
Yeah.
All of you. You say, okay, you know what? That whole area needs to just get taken out.
In Psalm 64 verse 2, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Right? The perfect represents the Israelites, man. You know, and like I said, Esau got plans for Jake. That's why they're going to come heavy down upon Jake, man.
Revelation 12. And I mean real plans. They really go and kill a lot of you Jake, man. Mercilessly. Children too. Because they're already promoting the fact that, yeah, a lot of these little niggas can't be saved people. They're little gang members. That's why your boy Stormzy had a damn album cover, and he had even a little youth on the album cover with a balaclava on as part of the gang.
The
What was
grooming.
that imagery teaching you? That, yeah, even the little youths,
They're
all part.
getting groomed, innit?
What are you saying about the whole racism by like genetics or whatever, right? You know, he's not just going to label us Mudras with bad breeds.
Prone to
You know what I'm saying?
violence.
Yeah. So we need to be done away with, you know?
Yeah, all these years, they've purposely on social media, because I'll be on Twitter, and all these Edomites do is retweet you, Jake, bugging out in Applebee's or something. Now, see, the usual suspects. See, it's them bugging out, shooting people over ketchup and stuff. All that's going to come back. All that's going to be used as a justification. Esau's going. The two things Esau's going to do. He's going to paint himself as the savior, and he's going to paint himself as the victim. That's what Esau's doing. He's the victim, and we're unapologetically white. That's what's coming back. Forget all this white guilt, feeling sorry, and
Who's in the right?
really, no, we're not the problem. You people are the problem.
He was right. He was always right. You niggas ain't shit. Running up
So
and
you
having
know what?
stores
We're
for
going
life.
to unapologetically deal with the problem how we always dealt with it, with the sword.
Sword, that's right.
And we ain't going to do all this soft
Pansians,
up thing.
Says that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot him and fear not, because they set it up. They ain't gonna worry about the ramifications because everyone's gonna be with it.
Yeah, it's gonna go back to the days of like post-slavery, like when how they was treating Jake like animals, like no blacks, no Irish allowed, all that. They're gonna start treating Jake like that,
mercy, no
and
pity.
worse, even worse.
Yep. Since they encourage themselves in an evil matter, they communicate snares privily.
The snare. So this whole gang business, this whole gang culture, this whole hip-hop culture, you're going to find out ultimately that was a snare.
Yeah,
You know, when the left was letting Jake get away with murder and doing all this bullshit, and Black Lives Matter was painting all these criminals as fucking victims, that was a snare to flip it all the way the other way when Trump came in. Just like with the DEI was a snare. The DEI was a snare because they made it look like, oh, we're doing this DEI thing to help Jake, which is rightfully so, because guess what? Jake was always discriminated against in the workplace. Jake has always had to work 3 times as hard to get the same promotion, or be 3 times as smart to get certain things. So they brought in a DEI to say, well, you know, there's certain percentage has to go. We're going to force people to hire so-called black people. Which, when you look at it, it was at 3% of your company, you know what I'm saying? Like that. It's fucking insignificant here, but it was something. And Jake started to get jobs off that because now the company's like, okay, well, normally we wouldn't hire a black person, and it's not because they're not good enough.
We've hit a white quota. So
Yeah, it ain't got nothing to do whether the person was good enough, because it shows you where they would send out the CV and just change up the name, and the white sounding name would get the call back.
Because let's be real, man. You Edomites start getting employed and shit, right? Just because you know you're racist. Right? Got you incompetent anyway.
They're the original DEI.
That's what I'm saying, right? You didn't deserve those jobs in the first
This
place.
is your cousin. Your cousin was in the job.
And he's retarded.
No, this is the worst thing. These niggas are acting like an incompetent Edomite ain't never got a job.
Oh, all the time. All the time.
I'm preaching to the
All the time.
These men are acting like there ain't Edomites are just the most competent people that's ever been on the planet, and they're super qualified. There's Edomites with degrees that are just stupid.
Which they picked you, they overlooked somebody else to pick you.
Listen, let me tell you a secret about how the world really works. People don't really want to know this, yeah? In Edom's world, the mans with the degrees and got all the accolades ain't necessarily the person that's the smartest. Esau could come to the London School of Economics, right? They'll send their child to the London School of Economics. Man's already made a donation to the school. Man's already made a donation. This is how a lot of Arabs, even the rich Arabs, that's how their children get their degrees and that. Man have made a hefty donation to the school. Man's score is certified. Man come to London and they're just in London bullshitting. They'll do a little bit of learning, but they're not necessarily the smartest. They'll do a little bit of learning, but they know they're gonna get that degree. They'll go to Harvard already knowing, I'm gonna get through. They're gonna do something to get me through this. George Bush and these dudes, like, come on, like, not all these Edomites that you see that's got to this higher echelon are there on merit. A lot of them are there because of who their father is and the money that's behind them. It's nepotism.
That's right.
Let's not play this game like it's always been about competence.
But Jake can't do that.
No,
We've
you can't.
always been handicapped. No
No,
matter
you
how
can't.
smart you are, you can't get into certain places.
No,
It's always been that way.
it's the opposite. So then the solution for that was supposed to be DEI, but DEI was never meant to be a solution, because what they did now was, they started inserting crazy black trans lesbians and then using that as an example. They did that on purpose, so they would purposely pick someone crazy, purposely do a Hollywood movie and just race swap people for no reason.
You gotta hit that defined different categories. You gotta be black, lesbian, transgender. You gotta do all this shit, all this crazy shit. And obviously, a person like that's not in the right mind anyway. You know what I'm saying?
They
You gotta
started
hide
bringing
this
all the LG into it and insane people, right? And then they will highlight those certain situations to say, oh, look, this DEI is crazy.
And if you ever worked with any of those categories of people, man, they're a pain, pain in the ass, man. They're fucking awkward to work with, man, because they're just fucking different, man.
Nobody wants
They're
to
messed
work
up in the mind. You can't. It's hard to work with somebody like that, man.
But,
You make
now,
everything more longer
but
than it used to be.
nowadays, what happened was, because of that, say like you're in a workplace, these Edomites who traditionally would keep certain jobs, like the company me and this brother worked for. It was known that traditionally certain positions in our company were held for Edomites. That's known. You wouldn't see Edomites in that area of the company. This area of the company, we could put the niggas there, the Irish there. But this area of the company was exclusively Edomites, and on top of that, it's man's nephews, man's friends, and man's cousin that's being hired, because, they had the merit, right? Then what happened was the company started bringing in the diversity. Now they got to bring more women and blacks in there, and it starts getting diversified. Now, these same Edomites who were living off a system when they were bringing in their cousins and nephews are looking at you like you don't belong here. It's like, hold on, brother, you got the job because your uncle was in the job. So you don't belong here. But, that's Edomites. They're always going to be the victim when the privilege don't go their way. But they're in their position because of privilege. But anyway, the DEI was set up so that now they can just paint all Jake as being incompetent and only being in the position they're in because of their skin color and not because they're actually smart, which is not true. There's a lot of Jake that work in corporate America and all these different places that are more than competent with their job, but now they can label you with it. So as soon as they see you as a so-called black man now or black woman, they can, you're only here because of DEI. You're only here because if it weren't for DEI, we wouldn't hire none of you. None of you were good enough. Huh? That's not true. That's not true at all. But this is why they did it. So it was a snare.
Which finishes off.
Yeah.
So they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them?
Right, because they do these things behind the scenes. They do these things slickly. So that's why they say, who's going to see them? But we see them through the spirit. We see all the foolishness they're doing. And I'll be watching them like, I see what you're doing, Esau. I see how the game is.
They call this social engineering, man. Esau said he deals into the psyches of the people, so he knows how to play them and how to get a reaction out of them that he wants.
Psyops, man.
To get in this position that we're in currently. Esau's been studying this shit.
And then all of a sudden planes are falling out of the sky and they blame DEI. But up to this day, there's actually been no release of the investigation of if the people involved in it were DEI, because guess what? Only 3%. They only had to hire 3%. The overwhelming amount of the whole system is still Edomites, like 97%. And they're blaming DEI as if, what are the odds that DEI was involved? But they're going to say it anyway because perception is reality.
Because of why I couldn't possibly do nothing wrong.
When they really remote control that shit. But you see, they pushed that out there.
They had a female cabin crew, innit?
Yeah, which that's not even true. Because you know what they found? That company had a particular flight that happened to have only women on the flight. So they did a promo based upon that.
Yeah, I see
The
that.
company's not all women.
No, it's not all women, no.
And the actual plane that they were flying, there's nothing to say that that plane was all women. But someone found the promo and said, that's why the plane crashed.
Yeah.
You see how it works? It's pushing that DEI. But where was the evidence to say that the pilot and the crew were all
All
women?
females, yeah.
That's why you gotta watch Esau, man, because Esau's quick to he'll shove it in the CC, and it's like,
You need to find that black. You need to find that black box, man.
you know, and that was a spooky. That's the one where the plane turned
Yeah, upside down.
and there's a lot of spookiness to do with that. But
That shit was dodgy as hell.
you know,
Because one of the things they're telegraphing, even that new television show on Netflix, they're telegraphing like all of these wild accidents happening anyway. The one with what's his name, man? I forgot his name, but this new one that is basically like this president. He comes back.
Yeah,
and
Zero
he does a
Day,
major
Zero Day.
terrorist Zero Day.
I watched it yesterday. I did a sit down on it,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah. It's
Robert
like
De Niro. Robert De Niro is the
Yeah.
president,
Oh yeah.
and then there's plane crashes,
plane crashes,
blackouts,
train crashes.
all that. Basically, society collapses,
Yeah.
and then it's it's basically showing the chaos and everyone, people trying to get into the banks, rioting,
and all they're
showing
doing
the
is
sign of the
bringing in-
times.
They want to replace people from positions that are high-paying positions, and people ain't even realizing that. Because when you're talking about air controller, that's a good job that man pray for, right? Yeah. Well, if they're gonna replace that role with AI, they just remove the high-paying job.
Well, I was gonna say the whole merit system, right? Like I say, half your union is not competent anyway. That's why they're still get rid of you, man. Put AI because they got their
Well,
merit.
well, you know what they don't talk about? You know who also benefit from DEI? White women and veterans and older white men. Because that's also included under the scope. And they don't like to talk about it, but DEI is not just black people. DEI is anyone that is in a minority group, which includes older white men, veterans,
The welfare cases.
yeah, you know, people like that. But you know, they don't, obviously, they don't want to talk about it.
They got their programs for vets. You just literally just walks into a job and they will train you on the job. Whereas if you're like a standard hire, if you ain't got the skills beforehand, about 3 years plus experience, they're not hiring you.
Yeah.
But when you're a vet, they will train you in
But
the
guess
job.
what? Now that they've
Stuff
got
it.
rid of the DEI, that actually also affects the vets. But you know, they love the vets, don't they?
Verse 6, they search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search. Like I said, a lot of research has gone into this, man.
Yeah,
You know?
they set things up for years in advance to lead to a situation, and they're happy to play the long game. They're patient to set it up. Like I said, a lot of what the Dems been doing has led perfectly to what Trump's going to do. It's a pendulum that's swinging, right? And now all these Edomites, man, it's like if you see how they are especially on the right, they feel absolutely justified in everything they do. They think all righteousness is on their side, and it all starts from the gender thing. Oh yeah, but that makes sense, and we agree with you on the gender thing. But I'm not low IQ, bro. You know, hey, did you clock another thing? This is why you got to listen to these people. When they had Elon in the White House, yeah, with his little demon's son, right? His demon born.
Damien.
What did Trump say about the son? He said, "Oh, he's smart. He's a high IQ individual." Who's been doing all the videos about scientific racism and how they're bringing all that back? Why would that be? Think of it. Would that be a natural compliment to give to a boy that's young?
very specific.
That's a very specific thing to say, right? The wordage. He's a high IQ individual. And then he keeps talking about how Elon is the smartest man he knows and he could have got, and he's high IQ because they're pushing technocracy, the rulership by a high IQ elite, which would be, according to the science, the small hats.
Conveniently,
But the average person doesn't understand that yet.
Yep.
Even though Elon has the IQ of a 13-year-old, like
He
quite
keeps
clearly.
stuttering and muttering.
He's the ultimate
He's a fucking
DEI.
idiot.
If I've ever seen one, that guy ain't got a high IQ at all. He's just a boy that was born into a cult, and he was raised and groomed and chosen to perform a role, and he's acting the part of Tony Stark on the TV.
That's it.
That's all he is. He's never invented anything. He's not actually a genius.
that's why he was hiring, scientists and all that.
Yeah,
to help with Neuralink and stuff.
He don't run those companies. Those are New World Order companies.
He's the idea guy,
He's the
supposedly.
face. Yeah.
But he can't produce what his idea.
What, you think he came up with electric vehicles? Are you for real? He's a poster boy, man. He can't even speak properly.
That's what I'm saying.
He's the ultimate DEI if ever I've seen one. And he's the richest man in the world and smartest at the same time. That's a character. Trump said, I tried to find somebody smarter, but I couldn't. in the whole of America? You telling me there's not some flipping professor, some fucking 70-year-old professor with a long white beard somewhere at Harvard that's smarter than fucking Elon Musk? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
He's not as rich as him.
When a poor man speaks,
What the fuck?
You couldn't fund the Trump, could it?
It's like Bill Gates. Everyone likes to say, oh, he did the software which he actually stole. It's not from him. You know what I'm saying? They call him rich and intelligent, but now he's speaking for behalf of the WHO.
Was that neither is he a
He's a
scientist?
qualified doctor.
Well, geneticist, yeah, geneticist. He ain't any of these things,
A
man.
lot of these guys are front.
He's a software peddler.
His father, Elon Musk's grandfather, was the head of the Technocratic Society, which was a cult. Yeah, and they came up with something called the Technate. And you look at the Technate, it actually includes Mexico and Canada and America as one, which is what Trump's been talking about. Yeah,
Making him a state.
so you had the Technate, and then obviously he had his mother, and he was born. He was born into a cult, a technocratic cult. He's a cultist. He's not just any kid from, that just grew up and He was groomed and chosen for the position that he's in right now.
what was it, same with Bill Gates, we just mentioned him, was it something like his father, his mum was friends with Margaret Sanger, some shit like that. Coincidentally, and his dad was friends or knew the people that owned IBM.
Listen, what you're gonna find out here is a lot of these rags to riches stories are bullshit. A lot of the richest people you see in the world, their rags to riches story is not real. These people were already known. Just like a lot of these, you know what you find out? A lot of these rappers, a lot of these actors, they're related to either previous actors or previous what's it called, producers, but then you see them and you think, oh, the man just made it. No, they got family. They part of the system. Who did I find out were related again? Samuel Jackson and Samuel Jackson and Janet Jackson and them are all. There was someone I found out. A lot of these people you think just had this like rags to riches, grassroots road to stardom. You're gonna find out that was all a lie, just like Ice Spice. Anyway, go on.
What's that real quick?
A lot of these people were groomed.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, the 10th chapter, verse 6. There is an evil which I have seen under the sun, as an error which proceeded from the ruler. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place. I have seen servants upon horses, and princes walking as servants upon the earth.
Yeah, that's so we're at the bottom, and these wicked elite families are at the top. And like I said, a lot of these people, some of them are Rothschilds even. They just got a different surname.
So that's not really like doing things in names.
They're like changing the name, so you don't know that actually, no, this person is actually on an illegitimate child of such and so on. Jimmy Savile was aristocracy. He wasn't just anyone. Look it up. Jimmy Savile was aristocracy. He wasn't just some normal prince.
Oh, they're part of that 13 bloodline.
He was part of a bloodline. A lot of these guys are bloodlined out, man. But they come up with some bullshit cock and bull story about how they met in college and they did this and that, and they just happened to form a multi-billion-dollar company. But they don't mention all the CIA money and all that shit that came into it. Like the Tate brothers, perfect example. Their bullshit story about how they became rich. Bullshit. It's all CIA money, man. Fucking hell. They're characters. Their dad's CIA. And they came out of nowhere and just became super famous and super rich. And they're all over Twitter. And you can't avoid one of his tweets. Oh, these people ain't who they say they are, man. Yeah, whatever. Genesis or something.
I just want this last little bit to finish off. So they search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep.
Yeah, and one thing I was speaking to Elder Yeshawamba about, Jay got to realize that Esau means business, man. Esau is not playing when it comes to what he wants to achieve. He is, like people, one guy was saying, oh, when the seating happened, well, why would they want to kill everyone? That's because you're bullshitting, man. That's because you're a bullshitter, your life's small and minuscule, and nothing really matters to you. The people that that are the rulers in this world are dead serious about achieving a kingdom for themselves. These are the type of people that are willing, like, you remember when you watched, what's that movie, man? You watched the movie Blade 2, and then you got the head vampire, and the daughter found out, oh, you're risking my life, you know, to all this shit. And she said, how many of us would you sacrifice to achieve your goals? And he said, oh. Yeah, you're damn right. Esau don't even care about his own people. Esau's willing to kill his own people if it means establishing himself in an everlasting kingdom. You, Jake, don't want an everlasting kingdom. You're not willing to make a sacrifice. You don't want to serve the Lord for your kingdom.
Hey, that's why the Georgia guys is no joke.
It's not a joke.
It's not a joke when they put it up, man. It's not a joke.
Esau's insane.
That costs money to put up, you know.
Hey, so that's why we gotta go hard on, because if we're supposed to be opposing them, we're supposed to go hard for our kingdom, which is in Yahweh Shai. The way we're supposed to go hard, because Esau's going hard for his. Esau's not playing no games out here, man.
See, the difference is, Esau prepared to sacrifice everybody else for his kingdom, man. We're prepared to sacrifice ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
You know?
Esau do a diligent search. He's doing his homework. He's not caught up on entertainment, man. Go on.
Ezekiel 21, and stuff in verse 8. Again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy, and say, Thus saith the Lord, say a sword is sharpened, and also furbished.
Yeah, we ain't forgot about the 1 billion hollow point bullets that DHS ordered. That was years ago. Oh, I suppose they've used them bullets now. Nah, them bullets are stockpiled and ready for what? But why would you be buying all them hollow point bullets? Because they know that the time is going to come when they're going to have to use them on Americans, beginning with you, James. It's part of the plan. It's part. Yeah, blood. Even though there was one of the famous Illuminati quotes was, the New World Order will not be achieved without the shedding of blood. Blood sacrifice is part of their thing.
Ezekiel 35 will go referencing mainly Israel. It says, Sith thou hast not hated, but Esau has no issue with blood.
He ain't gonna care.
Either way.
Esau don't care, man. How many of his own people he got to kill? He don't care about the average everyday Edomite, man. That's why they're sitting under a bridge right now.
It's the book of Ecclesiasticus 14 and 7. They say, and if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly. I mean, let me start from 5. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good?
These Edomites, and all these men following Trump are gonna find that out. Trump don't care about you. Listen, them elites don't care about you Edomites like that's working at Walmart. You and Little Susie and Ellie, Jaden and all them. Them elites don't care about you. You are gonna get washed out with the water. They don't care. That's been known. Under the system of Esau, there's the elites and only the elites. They don't care about you. Now you gotta ask yourself, if they don't care about their own people, how the hell they gonna care about us? How they gonna care? Even their own veterans, they don't care, man. Man will get man on heroin and man will shoot his own brains out. Either man. They don't care.
Esau the old stone stepper, man. Everybody's a stepping stone to this. You know? Anybody that needs to be stepped on, Esau gonna do it.
Esau don't care, man. So all these Edomites thinking that Trump is going to bring some kind of way of life for them where they're going to live as kings or something. But you got another thing coming. So don't give a damn about anyone but their soul and their enterprise. And we don't care about no one except our enterprise, man, which is in Yahweh Shai. And that's how it's supposed to be, man. We don't give a damn about the Chinese or the 2/3 of the niggas we don't care about too. They could go. We got to be on the same level of focus that the elites are on. We got to be on our A game in the spirit. Don't get caught up.
Quick scripture, because you mentioned about sacrifice, right? This is sacrifice on the right hand side. Romans 12 and 1. I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto Yahweh, which is your reasonable service.
That's it. That's why we're out here. That's why we do the things we do, man. Because we're aiming towards something, man. Our enterprise, our success, which is in Yahweh Shai, man. we're dead serious about this thing.
Yeah, you don't know.
Vocab Malone and these guys, they think they can turn us to the side with their foolishness. He thinks if he comes against us enough, we just gonna close up shop. Well, we're no different to the elites. The elites ain't gonna close up shop. They gonna have to be put down. They are serious about their thing. You're not gonna convince them. You got to be serious to do a plan multi-generational. Think of it. You know, imagine 1776 till now, and they've just been
Going in.
laser-eyed on this course. They put the damn thing on a dollar bill, and they're still trying to do it to this day. No breaks. So they're serious. I commend them for that. Them men are serious about their thing. But guess what? We're serious about ours. That's how you have to be.
And just on the sacrifice thing, man, because we're coming in the spirit of, was it Abel, right? Who brought an acceptable sacrifice to the Lord, whereas Cain did not, right? Esau trying to do all this madness for what? He's not going to win 9 out of this in the end. He's going to get destruction, right? But the elect, beginning with the elect, the children of Israel, are going to receive the ultimate glory, man. You know, for doing what they were supposed to do.
Our enterprise, man. But they're gonna go for it though, and that's what we're showing you, man. The MOTB, Elon and Trump, man, they gonna do it, man. They're gonna do it. They're gonna bring that new system in right now. They're doing it, and don't think they need to invent it. They don't need to invent it. The system's already there. They just have to roll it out. They have to have the excuse, which they're showing you the excuse. Oh, well, there's lots of waste in the system. Did you know that everything Elon's coming out with was already known? Literally nothing Elon has come out with was not already exposed like 10, 15 years ago. And I mean everything. Everything
About it. Action is taking place now. People are disappearing. They had jobs and shit.
Yeah.
Real quick, just from the NBC, President Trump has signed more executive orders in his first 10 days and in his first month in office than any president in history has in their first 100 days.
Yeah, and a lot of that is what they're doing is called flood the zone. Because a lot of the executive orders is bullshit. It don't mean nothing. You got to stay focused on the ones that do. And that's what they try and hide in between everything. They stripped, like the first day when he did the Stargate thing with the AI, you notice how they did that straight away and no one talks about it no more? You know what I'm saying? Because they dropped another 50 executive orders, and who's going to read through every single one of them orders, man? And then half of the orders got blocked by the judge. But it keeps people like, wait, what's happening? Right, like there's so much going on, and you can't really focus on one thing. By the time you get to think about it, there's another 10 things that's happened, and you're juggling. That shows you they're pushing this thing, because they're flooding the zone. But then you watch, you're like, oh, hold on, man's talking about AI here. This man's talking about the social security, the fraud. That means digital ID is coming. So you get focused in. Oh, okay.
It's Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because you know he have but a short time.
Yeah, they know their time's short, so they're going to push it. And so, this is why you see them coming out and exposing certain things. Because they're exposing it so they can come with a solution. But the solution isn't going to be what people think it is. No. The solution is bringing the MOTB system. The same system that we've been preaching and warning about all this time. It's all the same shit. AI, the digital currency. Isn't that what we've been talking about with the MOTB? Then what did he do? He banned the penny, right? Straight away. He said, yeah, we're not going to do no more pennies. Because the penny, yeah, cashless. He's forward in the cashless society.
Yep.
Then he's coming out and saying all this fraud is going on, all this money is untraceable. You know what would make it traceable? A new digital system, blockchain, which everything will be trackable and traceable. Isn't that what we've been talking about? Oh, these people, they're getting, there's all this fraud, multiple social security numbers. You know what would fix all that? Digital ID, biometrics. You see what I'm saying? Oh, these politicians are corrupt. Yeah, just bring in the AI, let the AI run it. Let the AI overlord take over. Let him start doing this and doing that. Oh, the cars. Same thing with him. Driverless cars. They want driverless planes. Well, nobody wants to get in a plane with no driver. So what do? Have bare planes crashing and blame it on the pilots? Now all of a sudden it's like, boy, I don't know, man, can't trust these people. You know,
Yeah, maybe AI would
yeah,
be.
maybe the AI, which they're already automatic already. When you get on a plane and it's traveling, most of the way it's in auto mode. All they need to do now is they will say, well, we'll have the AI there running the plane, and the pilot will just be there in case something happens.
We'll just have cabin crew.
Yeah, cabin crew. And then guess what? Now you can pay the pilot less because he's not actually flying the plane. And it's going to be cheaper for you to get on this plane. Yeah, the thing go already, man. So they're already setting up this MOTP system right in front of everyone's eyes, man. Now they're talking about mRNA vaccines for cancer. Well, we said that from a long time, that the actual true pandemic that's out is cancer. It always has been. It's not the flu. The real thing that a lot of people are sick from out here. I can point to anyone here, they got a family member more than once that's experienced cancer, whether it's prostate cancer, breast cancer. I remember when I was in school, they said 1 in 3 people would have cancer. Now that's gone up. Yeah, so you know what they're going to do now? They're going to introduce a shot for that and start curing people. Oh yeah, but you got to get this. If you want the Medicaid, if you want, you need to take this thing with it, so we can monitor you. You can track your vitals through this thing. And Elon's saying it because he's the smartest man. So
That's not because the might have thing, you know, the heart attack thing, right? Because that's murky waters right now. If it was something they think they can monitor that, so we need to make sure that you're okay. Because before it didn't quite work out as well as we hoped.
Yeah.
So now we can watch it and make sure you're okay.
But that's actually to solve the American medical crisis. The implantable biochip helps that, because now you don't have to go to a doctor to get a diagnosis. Now they started doing that. I don't know if you know, brothers noticed that a lot of times now they send you to like online to diagnose yourself, and the thing will ask you a series of questions. Yeah, but the one thing it can't do is measurements. Now certain people, if you're on private healthcare, you can actually buy like certain devices. You can have your own blood pressure device. You can have, now what if they had one device that you could just get inserted and it will do your blood work, it will do your blood pressure, you could check, see if you got cancer. Would people take it? Yeah. They say, yeah, we did this because you can't afford Medicare. The medical system's fucked up. But guess what? This is like a one-stop shop for medical care. This biochip. And guess what? You can make payments with it too. Take your Twitter account.
It's all centralized.
All these things are happening at the same time. Twitter, the everything app.
It says 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. Come on. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us. We are not ignorant of these devices.
So they're going to look like they're saving a system that they designed to be broken. It was designed to fail. And he's cutting Medicaid. So a lot of people are going to have health crisis. Oh, okay, then, we know how to fix that. We know how to fix that. We got Elon and we got these medical chips here. And they'll start off by giving it to a few people as a trial. And then they'll talk about how successful it is. And then it will be mandatory. Listen, the federal government can't keep paying for Medicare because it's causing everyone to get taxed. So everyone has to get this chip. They could do that if you want to get medical care. Everyone has to get this. If you don't get this chip, then don't bother turning up with no medical care. Or you need to come and pay up front. If you get the chip, you're going to get free medical care. How many men would take it in America? How many men are struggling with health problems in America right now? By design.
The lockdown and shit, trialing that, pushing that, the fucking online appointments and shit, man. So what they're pretty much trialing the shit, you sit at home and they'll like Zoom call you or whatever, however they do it.
Yep.
But obviously, what I'm going into is that like pretty much they're gonna really finalize that whole thing, man.
Yeah. And
they were pushing it, and the chip as well, man. Sweden and shit. Yep. They actually mentioned the lockdowns about the chip. Imagine the chip being able to be monitor everything going on in your body.
Now they said that?
Yeah.
What, in Sweden, yeah?
Yeah. I did videos on it. I had a news report.
Was it a news report?
Yeah, a news report. That was back in 2020.
What do you call biochip or medical chip?
No, but it would have been.
Sweden's been cashless for since.
Yeah,
like 2020.
Sweden are doing all that.
They're cashless already, yeah.
if they've been going in on that, that's like a model for the whole shit. You know what I'm saying?
On the transport, everywhere.
Right. So they said that, so that they pushed that back then, and you couldn't really say nothing on it. But it's just interesting how, right now, how everything's coming together anyway. The spirit, man, the power, no boss from your side, all coming together. But so that proved that lockdown was a heavy pivotal step for all that.
Yeah.
You know?
There's all these health scares that they keep pushing. It's going to push this even further. You know, reasons why we need to have it. The next big one, the next pandemic, or, you know, it's all being used to you know, like a Trojan horse for the MOTB to come.
The word for device then, in the scriptures in the Greek is noema. And the outline of biblical usage is a mental perception caught in evil purpose, that which thinks the mind for its purpose. An evil purpose, an evil plan.
This is Micah chapter 2. Micah chapter 2 verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil on their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands.
When we're under his system, he does what he wants. A lot of you didn't know that. A lot of you think that shit's random, but this is, like we always talk about predictive programming. So, the Simpsons or something popped up. They put that shit in there. They knew they've been planning this for years. You know, we can go back, brothers can go back, as we do, back to Theosophy and all that shit, and the Golden Dawn and all that, New World Order. Because when Trump came in, he was saying this is a golden age and all that, which goes back to the Golden Dawn. So that proves he's into this witchcraft. He's a witch. He's down with it. This dude was in WWE wrestling. Like, come on, man. These people are in there, and he's been talking about being the president from when he was young. Then he just gets up in there. So it ain't all. It ain't all. It ain't all bullshit, man. So everything's already in the framework. And that's why us as the prophets, we bring it out in the spirit and line it up with prophecy. Because a lot of y'all weren't teaching that the mark of the beast, and still ain't teaching that the mark of the beast is the RFID chip.
Even though there's overwhelming evidence now. You know, before you might have said, oh yeah, but we can't really tell with this and that. Even though we was teaching it, we knew it. In the spirit, we knew it. You man were on the fence about it. But even though there's overwhelming information now on these different aspects of the MOTB, you know, the CS, you're still playing games with this, man. Right? You're putting, you know, people's lives in jeopardy. You know, as you've got to be responsible for a lot of deaths up on campus. You know, but you're not going to dissuade your people from taking it.
Right. You know? The penalty of taking it is death. You know what I'm saying? The penalty of taking the mark of the beast RFID chip is death. Right? And you know, if you're trying to be someone that's calling yourself being saved, being of the 144,000, you ain't going to get that by taking that. So that's what we're telling you. You ain't going to get that. You know? You ain't going to be of the 144,000 of the elect if you take the fucking mark of the beast. Alright? So your salvation is on the line here. Someone might go, oh yeah, but you know that we all died. Well, what about you Israelites? You guys, man. Okay, fuck the people in the world. They're just lucky. The Israelites, people that watch different camps, watch different videos, watch different vibrations and shit. Wait, you know what I'm saying? But man, you take that mark of the beast, it's curtains.
So the most important decision you're ever going to make in your life.
Yeah.
You know, and you shouldn't be so nonchalant about it. You know, if you don't believe, you don't know, then all things should be on the table. You know, at the very least, so you be extra cautious, right? But don't be duped into thinking that the RFID chip is not the MOTB. Don't be duped into thinking that, man, because that's gonna land you in the because that's gonna land you in the lake of fire, man. You know?
Yeah, read it.
Real quick, it's just to prove that the RFID chip. This is from Data Science Central, the bank. Get to the point. RFID technology in banks and financial institutions is a prevalent option for identity verification, identity theft protection, biometric authentication, and more. These solutions confirm top-notch security and facilitate customers in protecting their money and investments, and allow banks and financial institutions to secure their assets and inventory. So they're basically saying, in a nutshell, for your security, we live in a time where there's mad cyber attacks and fraud going on, and the only way we can guarantee the protection of your money, and that's on everybody. This is on a central UK government website.
It's like all this two-factor authority stuff, right? Making all the accounts more secure, right? Because I don't know how it works right now, but obviously banks and stuff, they protect you. It's supposed to protect your money in the bank, right? But what if they say, well, you're not gonna protect that unless you with this certain technology, you know? So this whole idea is that we're making you more secure. You have to be more secure, otherwise you ain't gonna be secure at all. So these old methods, you're not gonna support them no more.
They used to do that because you used to be able to leave cash deposits in the bank, and then they stopped that because they were like, yo, if your money gets stolen and it's not digitally in your bank account, then we're not insuring you for that.
Yeah.
So then that's just the next solution of it.
Pretty add. I was gonna say the FSCS they protect up to 85,000 deposit, but in order to do that you need to go through an ID check to open the bank.
So you have to do these things first.
You have to do the ID. You have to have ID.
Conditions,
and that's the whole point of the MOQ. The MOQ is going to have the ID on it. You know, so they're definitely going to usher it in with the ID in mind. You know.
But right now in June, we've got the keep mentioning. Yeah, it's in June as well, isn't it? Your digital passport, no, driving license, yeah, and your army thing. So, and they said that it's not just that. So they ain't know how they're gonna get arrested. No, they told you. They're just putting that out there first to get people used to it, and then they're gonna link everything's linked to that. June in the UK. They didn't even need, where's Donald Trump? They didn't use him. You know what I'm saying? The UK, man, the merry old UK. They put, they're moving, you know. You got these Rothschilds here, elites and shit, you know. You got the parliament and all that. Now they actually sat Elon Musk down, and motherfuckers didn't know what that meeting was about. They had him sat down, I'll never forget, I'll do a video again. And they sat his ass down, and when Rishi Sunak was in, all of the UK government were there, and they were like, well, you know, because AI is taking over, they didn't use the word taking over, but you know what I'm saying, it's the new thing, it's the new way of life. How do we, they were asking him, they were like he was a fucking, like he was all, right, he was like he was the president, prime minister. You know, like, so what should we do? You know how Rishi Sunak talks, right? So what should we do to get in, you know, the laws in to protect AI? So they basically, the whole government was saying, okay, AI is coming in, we're going to get laws in for AI.
He goes the smartest man on earth. He got all the answers to all the questions, you know. So he can save it.
Well, even if I can say this, or that even his son's telling the president to shut up. He's in the Oval Office telling, you know, his son's telling the president to shut up. You know, the president.
His kid would have gone missing. This is the judgment for taking the chip, right? This is Revelation 14:9, and the subheading it says, "Doom for the worshippers of the beast," right? It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, "If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High Yahweh." Yeah, you love this system, man, so much. You're prepared to go this far for it. To give up all things. We went into it earlier. You're prepared to give up everything so you can remain in this system. You know, actually worshiping the image of the beast.
Fully subscribe.
And take his mark. Fully subscribed. You know, all the likes. You know, all the likes, thumbs up, and the bells, everything, all the notifications. Well, that's you're damn sure you're gonna get a notification when you take the shit, man. You know, you're getting pinged off. But yeah, man, you're prepared to go full distance with the system. But that's gonna lead you into the lake of fire, man. You know, that's where it's gonna end you.
Yeah, they had the fucking AI robot in the parliament, bro. Like, why would they do that, man? It doesn't make no sense. You know, right? Like it's like real, like a movie. People going, nah, AI and all that. So it's in the fucking, they put it there. And they had asking it questions, legal questions.
What do you think?
Right, that's true, right. And the things, right. Well, I don't know. Opiates. My name is Opiates. Info. You know what I'm saying? And it starts, you know what I mean? You know, how do you feel? So that's these questions. How do you feel about that? Those feelings I don't have, but logic. But this is what's actually going on. They got that in there. Integrated. You know?
It says the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture, into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone.
Now, you don't want that. You don't really want that, man. And so this is not a game that we're playing here. Like, we're dead serious of what we're on. You know, we're not here to play semantics and, you know, this and that. We have to tell you for sure and for certain what things are.
That's why we're important. Prophets are important. All this stuff that we're telling you about how the system is, judgments. Jeremiah 28. That's what the prophets do, prophesy the judgments. So that's what we're doing. Esau ain't telling you about no fucking judgments, man. You know what I'm saying? You follow him, man, then you're going to get chipped and he's going to promise you new parties that you can have with that chip in your ass. Right, cyber, right. With electro music playing, with the brain dance. Right. People, you know, cutting all kind of shapes. Cake cutters and all that. Cookie cutters and all that.
Spinning arms.
Diamonds. Right. Yeah, so that's the spirit. What does the scripture say about mirth? We should be, you know what I'm saying? Let's get that one. So that's why people got a problem with us. Remember what the scripture says it? Because I tell you the truth. Once the truth hurts, right? Only a fucking, you know what? Right, fuck it. These motherfuckers, right? These pieces of fucking shit on the internet. Y'all, like, I'm talking about you demons, because all the elects, you got elect watching. That's what really was for, edifying. For all you pieces of shit out there, man, just fuck you guys, man. Read that.
Yeah, Ezekiel 21:9, it says, Son of man, prophesy, and say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, say a sword is sharpened, and also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make
problem the scriptures, man? That's the first of all. That's the wrong step number one.
Yeah, right.
We're the wrong footing already.
That's right.
So you don't believe in the scriptures? What do you believe? That's what we got to start asking your ass now. When you go up, when at night time, what do you get up to, man? What do you pray to, man?
As I put it earlier, man, people believe in their own vain opinions, man. You know?
Yeah, what are you doing out there? You don't worship, you ain't believe in the scriptures, so what are you?
How you
right. You gonna come out with some bogged out philosophy?
What are you not official about?
Yes. I was fucking even beats. I got that from
This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 36. But of that day and hour knoweth no man. No, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as the days of Noe were.
Do you know what's beautiful, right? Is another major part of this is the UFOs, the chariots, because people are not expecting that's how the Lord is going to come. If they believe in the Lord, so there's hurdles here. Do you believe in Yahweh? Do you believe in the Lord? Do you believe in the Bible? No. Okay. So you don't get told. Okay. Do you believe in the Messiah? Well, I believe in Jesus Christ. Okay, but do you know he was a so-called black? Do you know his name's Yahweh Shai? Nah. Okay. That's another. So if not, then when he comes in the UFOs, you ain't even on that.
Get ready.
So you ain't gonna get beamed up, man. You ain't even. What's that?
What's going on? This is
That's you ain't even in the spirit to get up in that shit. You know what I'm saying? So if we ain't gonna get beamed up, then who the fuck is, man? that's what it is. You get teared up, man. If we ain't got, if the brothers ain't that teaching ain't gonna get beamed, but who is?
Yeah.
Some unbelieving, pork eating crab motherfucker. Some plants and left-handers. Right. Come on, man. That's BS, man.
Like some nigga trying to get in your car that you don't even know what's up. You know the man of the day, you pull up. Yeah, come on, we're supposed to hit this park, okay, whatever. And then next thing you know, some niggas trying to slide up in there. Yeah, just slide up. I don't know you, bro. What you doing? You know? Now come to my house, man. Yeah, and then some niggas trying to slide up in there. You don't know this guy. He ain't accepted your house.
Snuck to the bar.
Yeah.
Got shots. You didn't even know how he got that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, put it on your tab.
I've got a quick one. This is Wisdom of Solomon 5:2. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the. It says, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all they looked for.
Yeah, the fourth kind.
Right.
Oh, for the close encounters of the fourth kind. And then you have you're the fifth. You're the close encounters of the fourth kind, the third kind. And you had the other one, the fifth one. I can't remember, man. This was his chariot. Well, it was the one in Canada.
Yeah.
Chariot.
The isolated place.
Right.
I think that's called the fourth kind.
The fourth kind.
Right, so you got the fourth encounter, the close encounters of the fourth
Kind and the fourth kind.
That's it.
So they're showing you that basically it's another dimension. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the fourth kind.
So when the Lord comes, he comes like basically superhero, Thanos, Apocalypse, all those omens, dark side, all those are omens for Yahweh Shai, man. You know, that's why he's always big, broad nose, red eyes. You know what I'm saying? Deep voice. What was his name? Thanos. His daughter was that Jake, man? What was her name? Gamora. Come on, that's Jake then. That was his daughter, right? Come on. That's that, you know what I mean? You might have that's Jake, you might have a sister called Lalandra. Gamora. You know what I mean? Loretta, Keisha. So that shows that it was Jake. They even showed you that. They weren't Katie. How come the daughter went Katie? Right? Because, you know what I'm saying? That proves it. They're showing you, man. So the mega arc villain, the ultimate arc villain is Yahweh Shai. They're aware of that, man. So a lot of these guys, like in these organizations, and all that, weak guys in there. That's not the spirit. That's not what's going to be. That's you know what I'm saying? But they curse us. So you guys are too rough. Like that. No. The spirit. But the Lord was an austere man.
Right.
The spirit of the Lord is a serious spirit, man. It's not. Like, come on, man. That's that week when you tap out or he's going to church.
Face. There was a shirt buttoned up.
In the beginning of the Avengers, like Thanos' herald was fucking up the whole thing, all the Avengers and shit. He told him to bow before Thanos would arrive and said, if you bow, we're gonna have mercy.
Kneel. Yeah, he was asking everyone to kneel and kneel.
The pastors always say we're the heralds of Yahweh Shai. That's exactly what we're doing. So now when them UFOs are popping up on your CNN, on your news station, on your ABC, and your 1, 2, 3, or the alphabet news stations. ABC, BBC. Right. No, that BBC, that BBC, right? That had the statue outside of it was witchcraft, man. But actually, it was a dude, some bearded dude. Yeah. And then I think I don't know, they tried to knock it down because some of them riots, protests. You know, people getting mad. You know when they were knocking down all the statues of people for Black Lives? BS. You know? But that statue was witchcraft because it was that pedophile shit. Go ahead.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 8. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth.
Right, so the wicked gets revealed, especially in the end time, and the prophets come out, expose his ass right before the Lord comes. And the Lord actually prophesied that he was going to come back in these ships. Many times. It's in the scriptures that the Lord's going to come back in these ships. So if you don't know that, you ain't looking out for the right signs. Scripture talks about the signs. 2 Ezra 9. So look, the signs and all that. That's part of them signs of ships. You seen them UFOs. Well, you know, I would say the heathen are dismayed at the signs of heaven. So they're seeing chariots and going, oh, what do we do? Let's get military. You know what I'm saying? Let's get military weapons, lasers and that, rockets, nukes. You know what I'm saying? Fucking nukes. All of that. But that ain't gonna be that's what they're dismayed at the signs. When we see chariots, we're praising the Most High.
Yeah, that's right.
Now sometimes there's drones and shit and there's BSL. So you want to make sure it's in the spirit. You know what I'm saying? Because you could be, oh yeah, but it's not even a chariot. You know what I'm saying? But that's part of Esau's BS. He's trying to throw off prophecies with that as well. Because you get articles, oh, but you know, UFOs, government. Okay, yeah, he's got his BS. But his shit can't do nowhere near what the chariots can do. So the Lord hasn't given Esau that glory. That's BS. That's going back from the beginning, man.
Yeah.
Esau ain't got that.
Right.
That's not his glory. He ain't got that. To them angels, they can reappear, disappear in a major ship. They can make a major ship go small, like it's tiny and shit. That's crazy, man. Go ahead.
Even back in the day, I saw some information about there was a big aircraft ship, right? And it was like a thunderstorm. Right? Basically, the people on the ship stopped in the rain. And when you looked up, there was a big ship that was over there. That was so big that it just put it through the rain. That was hitting me.
Imagine what. Check that. And imagine what Esau's got on camera. Why them elites and shit and all that. They're taking it serious. Even bring it out in the public. They're like, look, man, it's got to be out there because we got to. Basically, they got to get them demonized because they're showing themselves and have been showing themselves anyway. Imagine what Esau's got on camera.
The Space Force.
Like that shit will like bug the average person out. Some Stargate SG1 type shit, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, bug the average person out there. That's what it is. If you go, there's people that walk around bugged out of psychotic drugs because they've seen shit in remote places. People get experimented on by Esau and shit, MK Ultra and all that. They walk around, they've bugged out, but they've seen shit. That's real. But obviously, it's not the average football match, you know, pub grub, you know what I'm saying, spirit, is it? So the average civilian citizen in the UK, right? Right, the pub grub, you know, let's go to the game, mate. Spirit, come on, man, they ain't getting this truth, man. Right, go ahead, man. What ain't dealing with all that? Right.
Acts 1 and 9. And when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up, and the crowd received him out of their sight.
Yeah, so the Lord was beamed up into the ships, man. That's in the scriptures, man. UFOs are in the Bible, we do shows on it. UFOs are in the scriptures. That's evidence right there. He was beamed up. They were there, the angels, and he got beamed right up into that ship, man. So Let's read on.
And while they looked steadfastly toward heaven as he went up, behold, two men stood by them in white apparel.
When do you ever hear the Christians don't hear them going into this, man? They don't go into this. So that's why when the right brothers hear the truth, they're like, damn, I ain't never heard no one go into this. That's what a lot of people say. But man, I ain't never heard things that you're bringing out. I've not heard anybody go into this. When I was in the church, they would say, and all we was doing was banging the tambourine or some whatever. You know, the mysteries of the scriptures. You know, go ahead.
Which also said, ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven?
They were looking up in the ship, the cloud, the chariot, the pillar by day, the fire by night. You know what I'm saying? And they was looking at the ship as you would. You know what I'm saying? So you got taken up. That's the track that you get beamed up. They call it, what they call it, tractor beam.
Yeah, yeah,
So you get beamed up, taken up. Right?
yeah.
So they were looking up. This is the ancient world, man. It spooks people out, this information, because every time people, like these donuts, think about the ancient world, they don't think that people are civilized and major civilizations, technology, nothing was going on basically. People were just banging rocks together.
That's Esau, that's witchcraft.
Right. The robots now.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
Written language. I've got.
This same Yahushai, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven.
So the second coming of Yahushai. So if you're into any New Age philosophy, I believe in myself, I'm spiritual. You're rich, you're deep. And that's so prevalent right now. No, we believe in Yahushai and the second coming of Yahushai. End of, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it's become too cool and all to be, trendy and all that. Right. That's part of that old school philosophy with all of them witches that we talked about. With Aleister Crowley and that, that's right now, that's running. You know what I'm saying? So I'll even back up what I'm saying. We're waiting for Yahushua. Straight out, that's what we're doing this for. We're waiting for you with the second coming of Yahushua. That's a heavy scripture, man. That's what we're waiting for. What you guys do, you know, think all that, right? It's just some scoffers, right? But these elites, right? They know what the fuck's going on in terms of they are aware that Yahushua is coming. So that's why they're always watching these UFOs. The Queen and Prince Philip is documented that's what they were doing. Fascinated watching you trying to look at UFOs, man. Y'all didn't know that, right? They believe it. Right. So the public domain, the general public in the public domain, right? The public domain, y'all didn't know that the Queen and them were looking at UFOs. So you've been tricked, duped, conned.
What is the astrologers and stargazers, man? They're watching for signs in the heavens, so UFOs is part of that because the angels travel, right? So they're constantly watching the skies, man. You know?
Yeah, they did it in the ancient world, the birth of Yahushua and all that, you know what I'm saying? People that's what they do, these people check the stars in heaven. It's true, man. So Esau today is into that. Like, you know what I'm saying? They've got druid priests, they got the Jesuits, the Rosicrucians and all these different orders. You know, he's got these sorcerers and that. He's got he's modern day Babylonian Magi's, man. He's Esau's got him. Basically, that's why Alistair Crowley was dressing up like these guys. He was taking it serious. He's going to Egypt pyramid. You know, he's putting on the hat. His hat and he's putting the symbols up. He was doing it all. And then, you know what I mean? He's wearing the garments and that because he was a left-hand priest of Satan.
He wouldn't make jealous in Germany.
Right. Right, hocus pocus. You know that. That's what because they put that all in the cartoons for the kids to watch. Wizards and all that old Harry Potter and this wizard, pop, and all this spirit.
Halloween.
So your kids running around like, and then like so Halloween comes on.
Right, and then he wants to
Right.
the little demons, right?
Once is one.
It's like at Hogwarts.
Was it Mickey Mouse and the cone hat? You know what I mean?
Mickey Mouse.
Sorcerer's hat.
Real? So let's straight up fucking witchcraft.
Shed demons in the fucking sky.
I got one. This is back on. You mentioned about the tractor beam. Right. This is Second Kings. You had that. Second Kings chapter 2 verse 11. It says, and it came to pass as they went on and taught that behold, there appeared a chariot of fire and horses of fire, and parted them both, them being Elijah and Elisha, and parted them both asunder, and Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven.
I mean, that's a spirit. You know, we're talking about like beans, because you know, people think back then people just had sticks, you know, just eating like sand. Not knowing, but like back then, spooky things was taking place, man.
Right.
So for
That's
right,
right.
there, it's actually what you call a tractor beam.
Yeah, he said it parted them asunder. So that was that tractor beam, you know?
I watched something recently on was on some app I was using anyway, and it's called No One Shall Save You, right? And there's an alien abduction type movie in it. They took over the town and they were harassing this woman. And they was slinging these tractor beams in places they wanted to take her in it. But it's like, and if she could manage to get outside of it, it'd be alright. But everything in the middle it was frozen, and it was taken up. You know, but if you fell in between, then you got fucked up, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, so they get these things out of the scriptures, man.
Right.
You know, evidently.
That's right. That's right. Yep.
Like if you look at the scripture, man, bro, there's all kind of spooky stuff. You know, like even who's that? Samson. You remember when his parents let what's it called man, an angel, and then they gave him a burnt offering. The scripture says the angel jumped into the fire and he went up like into heaven, man. That's them beams, that's them lasers, man. You know, spooky stuff throughout the scriptures, man. Because imagine that you see an angel just jump into fire with his gold.
Even the mother said when she saw the angel, it looked very terrible. She said, very terrible.
You can have an angel like the predators. You know what I'm saying? And the predators meant business. That's what they ain't mentioned the hunt, you know? You know what I'm saying? The Lord set an angel on your ass. You know, you got scripture accounts where, you know, the angel was over Jerusalem. The big sword, man. Well, this stuff's real.
Oh, that's crazy. Like, how big is the angel? How big is the sword?
The spirits of mass destruction.
And a lot, you know, there's a couple of people, some people going, like there's like, yeah, there was something up with him that day, or, you know, you just kind of knew he was gonna go. There's those accounts like that. Because people start getting followed by the spirits.
Yeah,
man. Right. Spirits like this, you know, turn up. And they might see it, you know, some people see it right before them. You're like, what? There was a Netflix fucking show that was showing.
You know, Patrick's Swayze running from the other ghost. Terrible.
Yeah.
Like, what does he want with me?
I remember that.
So
the old school one.
Or even just the terror in your mind
Yeah.
before you go, you know, that's it, because the angels is terroring your ass. And then you wake up and it's like, the angels there. You know, now you got to go before the Most High. So this is why you got to fear the Most High, man. You know, y'all think this is a game, man. This ain't a fucking game. Fear the Most High, your whole boss of Most High. Because when you ask wakes up, there's a couple of accounts. I know people that past old people, like in their 70s, 80s, when the past and shit. One particular person said, look, man, he was going, but he was telling the people at the bedside table, it was a Jake, you know, Jake. And he was saying, look, man, I think there's two people at the end of the bed. You know what I'm saying? And he said, yeah, man, there, you know, and he wanted to go. He's like, time to go, man, I want to go. Because there was on the thing, and then not on it. He's like, I want to go. He said, people came, and so the Lord, that's the Most High, man. And when you pass over, the spirit, the angels of the Most High, you know what I'm saying? Then you got death angels, death angel, death. You know what I'm saying, man? Hey, man, when the Lord did the bubonic plague, the bubonic plague, that was the spirit of death. Jake would just get wiped out, and that Esau don't want to teach that history. Now we do shows on it, you know, and stuff like that. But Esau still doesn't want that out. He just don't want that info out, man, because he won't be able to act like what he's trying to act like right now, isn't it? British, we're the British and all that. Where did this get out? We wouldn't be able to say that if it come out. What's really going on, would it? That this land was the dark nation's lands. So you won't be able to say get out, but they'll still say it because the devil's good in America. Get out. But the truth of what this place is, they're gonna push that because they won't be able to say get out. No, you get out, man. Go on, man.
Yeah, and it says, verse 12, and Elisha saw it, and he cried.
Yeah.
He says, and he cried, my father, the chariot of Israel, and the horsemen thereof.
Say, read that part again, man.
Yeah, it says, verse 12, in 2 Kings 2. It says, and Elisha saw it, and he cried, my power, the chariot of Israel.
My power, the chariot of Israel, man. My power, you know?
Why didn't it say the chariot of Moab?
That's what I'm saying.
That don't even sound right.
Chariot of Ham. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Because the God of Moab don't have no chariots, man.
Exactly, that's right.
Got no chariots. You know?
It don't sound right. Hey, how much ain't getting beat?
Yeah, all these other nations, they just work with demons, man.
Lift down falsehoods.
Right. And they're getting powered because the top level of it. See these spirits? You know what I'm saying? So that's what gets them proud and shit. You know, yeah, you got this at meetings, you know what I'm saying? But they ain't got chariots though. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The Lord, you know, so they're gonna be confounded. So they're gonna do a ritual, what's going on? And they don't turn up. They're gonna be, what? You're gonna be running through them books of sorcery that they got. Like knocking books down by accident. You know what I'm saying? Bookshelves falling over and all that. You know what I'm saying? Stumbling and mumbling. You know what I'm saying? Right. Right? And then they, you know, them demons ain't gonna appear, man. Them demons, like the apostle would say, the double agents, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, just take that back step out there, you got these elite. And all these fucking Edomites, man, where they at? Well, that's in the stargazers and shit.
Yeah, I got this. Can I bring it? Yeah. It's Isaiah 47, verse 12. It says, stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou mayest, thou shalt be able to profit. If so be thou mayest prevail. Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. That now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up, and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. Behold, they shall be as stubble. The fire shall burn them, and they shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. They shall not be a coal to warm at, nor fire to sit before it.
Right, all that you shall be prosperous. And then the things are just going left. What you said, I decided, I thought.
The back of the dollar bill, right? You know, the back of the dollar bill is is it bless our enterprise or crown our enterprise with success, right? Well, that's not right. That's not true. You know,
Yeah.
you're most likely gonna turn your shit upside down, man. That's right. That's right.
Just absolutely failed.
Yeah.
Like, that's a good point, man. I actually thought about the scripture when the Philistines were covenant, and then they brought it into the temple of what's his name?
Dagon.
And each time the statue they would just fall. It just fall just before that ark. But like spiritually, when everything comes to pass, all this witchcraft, the secret council, the books, it ain't gonna work, man.
That's what Boss was on.
Yeah, exactly.
So I got all the ornaments from the temple. He had the horns drinking out the cups and all of that. And then literally the Lord put the writing on the wall that same night. Man.
And remember spiritually now, that took place with CERN. Remember a couple of years ago, CERN got that message and it was shook. Like shit. Like basically, you've been found wanted. Time to get judged.
It's that dark, right, with that sorcery shit. Is once you make that step, just keep going. that's like a deal.
It's like a black hole.
When he first signs that soul, and he gives it to the Ross man, like he's got like that lewd act. First he's like, oh, I ain't really feeling that. But then he just starts going for it.
Goes up the leg.
He gets them better in here with my hands. So just got, you know what I'm saying? So now that's when them demons are getting installed, man.
More demons just jump on board.
Right. It's right, the demons start. Right, they just come from that portal, the downloading.
They start bugging out like Kanye. You know?
Do you remember that film we watched up in Edinburgh, The Possession of Michael Caine or something like that? Yeah, it was,
I found that film, man. That's a dope film.
that was dope.
Yeah, because he was scoffing.
That film's heavy because that film is heavy because basically what happened is his wife died in a car accident. So now he was mad at the Most High. Why did you kill my wife? Which is like something typical people would say. If there was a God, why would he kill?
Like his wife was righteous.
So then what happened was he said he's going to do, because he scoffed, he said I'm going to do every ritual under the sun. So he put tarots, everything. Then he even tried to consult angels. He went to this creepy family. And it's always a cold, creepy family. You don't speak much.
They come out of the cellar or something.
So he came in there, like, wagging his tongue. So then he came in that bitch, he was like, well, what about angels, man? Where they at? Because he was already doing the demons and that. And they said, look, man, the thing is with the angels is you can't get in contact with them.
They contact you. You can't contact them, they can contact you.
You know what I'm saying? But the demons now, they were just ready to play. That's what they said. I mean, come on, demons are battling you. We go through Satan trying to mess with your minds all the time, so you stay prayed up. It's part of this. It's a spiritual battle, right? So that means that in this atmosphere, there is nothing but demons happening around, skipping around, man.
These people walk around multitude of demons on them. You know, they jump from one person to another person. All kinds of crazy shit.
So how it's scriptured where Yahushua that parable basis, like when the clean spirit is basically come off of a man, then basically the demon comes back that they originally had. Basically, it's proven that everyone has demons. You know.
And people think that spirit every demon's like the exorcist of Emily fucking.
Yeah.
That's BS, man.
Can.
And that demon that was on there, that goes back. It was actually Pezezu. That demon of the exorcist of Emily Rose, whatever it was. Emily, you know, I can't remember her name. Emily King. Well, I don't know because it was Michael King. But type it in, but it was Pezezu, a Babylonian demon. Man. An ancient Babylonian demon was on that girl that was in the Exorcist, that Exorcist show. That's what it was about. It's crazy, man.
Yeah. And then as well, it's like I remember we always reasoning.
So that was a strong demon. Doing all that, mate. All that. So that proves so someone can have demons on them. Doesn't mean they're gonna motherfucking be levitating. All that. You done your job next to you, man. Type of way.
They don't even know they got demons on them.
Exactly right.
You know, stealth demons.
They might have used some crab sticks.
Just because wants to go out partying on a Friday night, you know what I mean? It's gonna,
You know what? It kind of shows you that what's that?
Jacob's
Denzel.
ladder.
No, the Denzel film. The one where the demons
Fallen.
Remember, like everywhere it went, it was leave one person, go into another host, and then they even went at the end into a cat. Remember, at the end, it was in a cat.
He kept singing the same song as well.
Yeah.
Time. Yeah, did he?
But it's spiritual because
it's their time.
It's not spiritual as well about that film was. Remember, like every time the demon would go to the next person, it was when him and the person locked eyes. And like us in this world, you know, sometimes you actually see people. You almost see when a demon pops onto someone. You actually see in their eyes, they're like bug out.
This is why some people hide their eyes too, man. And they got fucking demons and they go with dark shades and shit. You know what I'm talking about.
Voice pitch might change. You know what I'm saying?
What is it?
Right, you know, to make a stance, man. Look,
Yeah, I know where it is.
Like, and you're like, you good, man? You know?
Just one more verse now. So just one last verse now.
Like, what's up, man? You good, man? It's just there, you know what I'm saying?
Just back to the astrologers and stargazers thing, the witchcraft, right? Isaiah 47 verse 15 says, "Thus shall they be unto thee with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants from thy youth. They shall wander every one to his quarter, none shall save thee." So none of these witches are going to be able to save you. You know, no matter how many books you go through, you know, how many spells you cast, demons you speak to.
That shit's gonna bug your ass out. That shit's gonna leave you, like when them demons leave that house, that state of that person's empty shell, man. Broken, destroyed.
Just a husk.
Right, carcass. It's insect
Destroy the
carcass.
inside out, you know, it's fucked you up, man.
Insect carcass, man.
Scripture?
Yeah.
Ephesians 6 and 10, it says, "Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of Yahweh, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood."
So you gotta be aware of this. So when we come in this truth, that's why we keep the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability. Things like that nature. Of course, we you know, like if you're sitting there eating crabs and eating shrimps, come on, man, there's something wrong with you, man. You know, some demons really getting appetized. You know what I'm saying? That's just going weight. That's just you're going off. You're not even. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. You know, so you know you gotta be aware of this stuff. You know that and battle these spirit, like the brother was saying. If someone offers you some crab, really that's a demon. Because only demons are trying to take you off the path. You know what I'm saying? That's because the word is light. If you walk according to the scriptures, it's light, right? So someone's always trying to. You know, right. Yeah. That's Satan.
Right.
Like when the Lord was getting tempted, do this, do that, try it out. Don't do it that way. Come on. Females be like that, man. You might, female.
Yeah.
You think, oh, yeah, the next minute she's telling me to do that. And she's the presence is there, like, boxers. Like, you know what I'm saying? All this stuff, all this like fucking dark aura emotion of Satan. No, but so obviously the man of the Lord ain't gonna go for it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
'Cause we measure
And that's just one example, just little examples.
That's right.
But it's the little ones that come across most often, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, it doesn't have to be a big thing. Like these little things, they all test too.
Right, right.
You know?
Yeah, little thing can be a big thing. It's a big thing.
That's it. That's right.
Yeah, but like the elder was saying, it's like the thing is, it's like if it's not according to the word, like the scripture says, it's because there's no light in them. So if they're not speaking according to the word, then they're really coming with dark intentions. Because the word is light. So we measure ourselves with the word. That's how we told them to express. That's not actually the guy. You know the one thing, you got to measure yourself by the word, because that's the light. Without that, now you're just embracing the dark.
You're like everyone else.
You're like everyone else. Yeah, the man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. So they're just the walking dead.
Dark collective.
Yeah.
What was that, Samurai Jack? And then you saw them dark spirits. That was just,
I was at Hakaku or something.
but there was just hordes of them. Just dark shadows. That's the collective.
But that cartoon
It's samurai meat.
first episode, so
Yeah. It said, for we wrestle.
I don't remember that. That's crazy.
Yeah, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places.
So I mean that's a big lesson. That's scripture alone, because the top elites, they're dealing with this demonology on a big level. Like they're not taking this for a joke. They actually, like, spirits are real. They actually summon these things.
Yeah, talk to them.
You know?
Yeah.
Crazy.
But this is why they're always going out digging up shit.
Right.
They spend a lot of their time spending their money and finding fucking relics and shit, you know what I mean? Ancient scripts and whatever.
They just dug up a new pharaoh, man, the other day. First time in 100 years.
Right.
So this is what they're all into, man. These are their hobbies. You know what I mean? This is what they're into, man. They don't go to work. They work on witchcraft.
That's what they're on.
Yeah, they don't go to work, man. This guy is fucking
Gathering up all the knowledge of the earth, you know what I mean? That's what they're trying to do. Trying to get all kind of power.
which proves there's nothing new under the sun. Because they're still worshipping the same gods. The same people.
Yeah, because they know they're archaeologists and shit. So they'll look at ancient records and go, well, what they find it. Right. They're fascinated.
They're fascinated.
They just, they'll look at an ancient statue of a demon. You know what I mean? They'll get the shit and bring it around them, and they'll read the books on the shit.
Remember the Ark of Baal, they was parading around New York and London and that. Remember that? They took that out of Syria, I think it was. They took that from. And they were parading that around, or
Was
a
that around
replica
the
or
time of
something.
the Olympics or something like that? Or was it after? No,
I'm not sure when it was. It was a while back now, isn't it?
For what?
It was after the Olympics.
Yeah, remember that?
But they had it, was it Trafalgar Square?
Yeah, the Ark. Yeah, there was the Ark of Baal. And that.
It came from New York. Yeah, we went. We did
Yeah,
the
we
video.
did it.
Yeah.
I forgot. That's crazy. He was there. No, that was one of temple.
Wait, we did it on site. We did the video on site, innit? We did it on
That's
site.
crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, we was on location with that video. We did the video on site with that.
We was there. It's crazy.
Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, they took it to New York. I think they'd been in New York before, or they was going there afterwards, and that it was going around the place because he saw that to parade these things around.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, go show they do on what you were saying, they do what we do on the right hand side, but they do it on the left hand side.
That's right.
Because Yeah, because Scripture says, you know, that we would seek out the things of our ancients, right? Whereas they're going and seeking out the things of the left-hand ancients and stuff like that.
Yeah, man. We're closing out. Hey, with that, shalom.
Hey, shalom.
Shalom.